Hi everybody, it's Dice. This update is about our testers over at Dragon Federation for the mobile app, part of our mixed reality project. If you don't know, I'm Dice, I'm moderator, and I mostly organize our testers, or try to. So we are currently in alpha testing for the mobile app for Dragon Federation's mixed reality experience. Your mobile phone works as sort of an ultrasound device, so you can see a growing dragon baby in its egg, and then you need to keep it hot or cool enough that it doesn't die. This experience does have permadeath, and we have a lovely group of alpha testers. So a few things that our testers may have noticed over this weekend. I did a full, complete overhaul of our instructions. I try to be clear and concise. I've definitely had a few members complain that the instructions are too long or were too confusing. So I did a complete overhaul, reviewed them. I had a few other people review them just to try to make it clear and concise. It's not as short as many of you maybe had hoped. The instructions will be updated over time as more and new information comes out, but it also needs to cover information for new testers. So we have limited spots available, right? So it's not very common for video game developers to try to be as system agnostic as Dragon Federation is. And what I mean by that is usually a game company will pick one device or maybe one or two devices, but not as many as they have, because they're trying to do something new. They're trying to do something different. So what this means is that the test is for the Android phones that are ARCore enabled, and then for iPhone, which, like, if you go on Google, there are iPhones defined, but it's actually called ARKit on the back end and not ARCore. But if you look up your iPhone or your Apple phone on ARCore supported devices, you'll find them, because they are, like, ARKit is just the Apple version of ARCore. But testing is specifically done through those stores. So there's been a lot of confusion with the testers, at least from my experience, because the testers come to me when they're having issues. I'm the mod that answers and tries to handle all that. So what happens is when you sign up, you have a sign-up process with us. We review those sign-ups every 2 weeks. And then we enter them into a system, which is essentially into like Apple system or into Android system, and we say, hey, we want to provide these people with testing spots. And then those developers there's two different processes for onboarding. So once we enter Android, they're there, they're in. Our Android spots are actually full. But once we enter their name, they can be provided a link, which is on our Discord channel. You go to the link and you download it. Super simple and effective if you read the instructions. iOS is a little bit different because they put developers through a little more effort. And so what they do is we enter and we go, okay, we want these people to be testers, and then they get put into like a ticketing system for Apple, and then Apple sends them an email that's like, hey, you've been invited. What's significant with that is you have 3 days to accept this invitation. If you don't accept the invitation sent to your email within 3 days, then your testing spot becomes invalid, but it shows on our end that you've accepted it. And then we start having a bunch of issues. I cannot go in and answer your emails, so you need to be You need to remember what email your Play Store account is set up with that you signed up with us, because you're in charge of that information. And you need to be checking your junk folder, your spam folder, and all that for 3 days until you've accepted that invite. And then Apple users need to download another app called Test Flight, and that's where you'll be able to open or update the test app from Dragon Federation. So right now we're having about daily builds pushed out. So the goal was, and this is all on Discord, so I didn't share anything I'm not supposed to. The goal was that once we made sure all the systems were functioning, not that they were comfortable, not that they were polished or looked the best, but that they worked as intended, then we were going to go into a 7-day quick test where we were going to see if the dragon baby grows during the 7 days. It was supposed to grow from being a little zygote to hatchling, or to ready to hatch in 7 days, just to see that super quick. And then we were going to do another accelerated test, but this was going to be a 30-day build, because the final version is that it'll take 90 days to raise your egg. Sorry, I just had I'm recording on my phone, so I had a very entertaining message pop up. So that was the plan, right? And this was posted a couple weeks ago in our updates, but our testers are seeing daily builds right now because the team is working through a few particular bugs so that we can get to that 7-day test, so that we can get to the 30-day beta, and then we can get to the 90-day beta, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's kind of just a quick update of what's going on with our testers. So I do ask all of our testers to go on to Discord. Please read and review the new tester forums, because there are expectations. If you're an inactive tester, you are potentially, especially if you're an Android where they're full, there's a potential that you may be removed from the program due to inactivity. Now, I get we're having daily builds. We are asking for as much information as quickly as we can in regards to testing. I have had a few testers reach out and say that it's just too much for them with their jobs. Trust me, I get it. If you went to my Meet the Admin team, I work 2 jobs and I have a special needs kid. I get that it's a lot to deal with daily. I'm not personally expecting daily updates from our testers. Although if you're able to, that's great. If you want to hop on and test 2 or 3 things, if you guys want to tag team it, whatever the community works out, I'm cool with. Ultimately, the goal is to get to these longer test periods, in which case it is much more realistic to expect each build on the longer testing periods for testers to be filling out the feedback form. The feedback form is provided on our Discord server in 3 different places. If you want to sign up to be a tester of our mobile app, I do have that sign up process on our Discord server within our FAQs. Over this weekend, we did update our tester expectations, so we do expect our testers to be active. I didn't specifically define that, but just a little clarity on that. We've only had 28 people fill out the form, and we have more than 200 testers. So if you're a tester, at least fill out the form a couple of times a month. Test the build and fill out the form a couple of times a month. The important thing is that testing is not early access. We've ran into a lot of people who've never tested before, who they want to go in and test, and that's exciting and it's a new process. But there's a lot of technical know-how you need to know. If you don't know what an operating system is, we're going to have a very, very rough experience, you and Each device and model can be a little bit different. Different operating systems are a little different on how to clear cache and cookies. You need to be able to Google that information. If I use a technical term, it's only because that technical term has been provided to me, and I'm going to need you guys to Google it. Trust me, that's what I'm doing when I sit down and test things, is I've got to look up and Google questions, like, how does push notifications work, right? Push notifications are when your app is not open or running, and that when it's closed, essentially. So we have in-app messages for this experience, and then there's supposed to be push notifications, which is one of the main pain points the team seems to be working on. And so there's that. And then I'm working with Samson to maybe do a weekly call or a bi-weekly call. I understand not everybody lives in the same time zone. The times don't always work, etc., etc., etc. I'm working with Samson. We're trying to set up like a schedule. And then from there, we are going to hopefully be recording these meetings and sharing them with our testers. But I thought it would be a quick update, but here we are 11 minutes in. That's sort of my update this week with our tester group, is that there's been a huge overhaul on Discord regarding instructions. I've updated our FAQs, which everybody on Discord can see. Our tester section on Discord is private. If you are a tester and you're not on our Discord and you want access to this information, you need to join our Discord. Then after joining our Discord, you need to open a ticket in our customer service section. I'll hop on there. I'll answer your questions. All you need to do is say you're a tester who doesn't have access to the private section. I'll ask you to provide me the email you used to sign up. I'll verify that you're on the sign-up list, and then I'll give you access to the tester section, and then you can download and fill out those feedback forms after testing the app. But yeah, that's my not so quick rundown. Sorry guys, I had to hop on a soapbox today apparently. Excuse me, I still have a cough. It just does not want to go away. Anyway, thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.